What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another high altitude investing live stream. Today is the 13th of September, and I wanted to hop on here real quick to let you guys know that I made a Pump.Fun coin. So this is an official high altitude investing Pump.Fun coin. It's just called High Altitude Investing. The ticker is HAI. A link for this coin is in the description of this live stream. So you can go ahead and check it out yourself and pick some up if you want to. And yeah, I'm going to be streaming over here on Pump.Fun as well as on my regular YouTube live streams. First of all, because Pump.Fun has way bigger rewards. Like when I do a live stream, sometimes I'll make some money from donations doing a live stream on YouTube, but the money is not nearly as significant as when I do a stream on Pump.Fun. In fact, I just tested this today, my first stream ever, and I made significantly more doing a live stream on Pump.Fun than I do on YouTube. So you can come see my first live stream here. You can check out the coin. High Altitude Investing is the name of the coin, and the ticker is HAI. People have been calling my YouTube channel HAI for a very long time. So tonight, what I'm doing, I'm actually going to be streaming on Pump.Fun again here in just a second, which is why I decided to do a YouTube live stream to let you guys know about my coin, as well as let you know that I'm about to go live on Pump.Fun and do another stream over there on my coin, High Altitude Investing. How cool is this? The fact that you can make a coin and then you can live stream on that coin. Like what? This is the world that we live in. You can make your own coin and then live stream on that coin. So what I plan on doing, or at least what I could foresee in the future, the vision is still kind of coming together, would be streaming on here as well as my weekly stream on YouTube. So kind of double dipping on YouTube as well as Pump.Fun. That way everybody can get awareness of my coin. It's almost like having a stock in a way for high altitude investing, right? There's a coin you can come buy. That way people can have awareness of the coin as well as the regular YouTube live streams and all that good stuff. So it should be a lot of fun. Thank you guys for taking some time out of your evening to tune in on this beautiful Saturday night and talk a little bit about my coin, as well as I brought my guitar. So I'm going to go live on Pump.Fun, play some guitar, and I might do some analysis on coins too. Screw it. If you guys want me to, right? Why not? Should be fun to do that as well. But first I'm going to go ahead and go live on Pump.Fun so that I'm live on YouTube and Pump.Fun. And yeah, what a day to be alive. It's a good day to be a crypto YouTuber. How cool is this, you guys? An official high altitude investing coin. Like what? So let's go ahead and get this streaming over here on my phone, which will be for Pump.Fun. Let's get this live stream going. I also feel the desire to keep these live streams like really kind of upbeat. I see a lot of people streaming on Pump.Fun, and it seems to me like people are kind of real, like a little bit, well, it depends on the person, but definitely some people are like really chill on there. And I feel like it would be cool to do live streams here on Pump.Fun that were more upbeat, more kind of high energy, I guess would be a good way to word it. So As you guys know, you guys request for me to play my guitar at the end of all of my YouTube live streams, or a good portion of them. Maybe not every single one, but you guys are always requesting for me to play my guitar, which I love doing. So I figured, you know what? What better way to start off my Pump.Fun coin, high altitude investing, HAI, the ticker, than to play some guitar for you. Like, you know? And we're going to say, we're just going to play whatever. We're not even going to concern ourselves with whether this song is copywritten or not. So we're going to play, first we're going to start off with Here Comes the Moon, which is my variation of Here Comes the Sun, as you guys know. I got to go to my Google Docs to find it. Then we'll take requests on songs, and then we'll do some analysis on altcoins too, because that's the main reason that everybody watches my channel. But why not do some music on this beautiful Saturday night? Here Comes the Moon. Okay, this is my remix of Here Comes the Sun, crypto edition, specially altered for the crypto people. So I think you guys can see me good over here. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to just the guitar camera on my laptop, and we'll get playing this song. I'll pull the YouTube chat box over here too so I can see that, as well as the lyrics. Cool. Here we go. Here Comes the Moon on the guitar. Comes the moon, do-do-do-do. Here comes the moon, and I say, it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold crypto winter. Little darling, it feels like years since the bull market was here. Here comes the moon, do-do-do-do. Here comes the moon, and I say, it's alright. Little darling, the gains are returning to our portfolios. Little darling, it seems like years since I made 100x. Here comes the moon. Here comes the moon, and I say, it's alright. Moon, 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 here it comes. 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 Little darling, I feel that sentiment is slowly shifting. Little darling, it seems like years since alt season was here. Here comes the moon, do-do-do-do. Here comes the moon, and I say, it's alright. It's alright, you guys. Here comes the moon. And I hope that you guys are watching over there on Pump.Fun. I kept the YouTube stream going because I figured, you know what? I might as well send everybody over from YouTube to Pump.Fun so you guys can see my new coin, check out the platform, follow me on Pump.Fun so you guys can be aware of my streams. What will probably make the most sense is to do a stream on YouTube one day and one stream on Pump.Fun or more weekly so that I can go ahead and build this community as well. But it makes a lot of sense to be doing Pump.Fun because it pays more. It pays way more than YouTube does in terms of ad revenue, and I really believe that Pump.Fun is something that is going to grow a lot from here. So it makes sense to be streaming on here. And hey, you guys get to request your favorite coins. Maybe I'll play guitar for you guys sometimes too. Request your favorite songs, and everybody wins. That's the goal, right? Have a win-win scenario for everybody. If you guys haven't read the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I highly recommend reading 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, one of my all-time favorite books. He talks about win-wins. You want to set everything up where everybody wins. You don't ever want to win-lose where you're winning and other people are losing, or a lose-lose where both people lose. You always want every business transaction, everything that you do, everything in your life to be formed around win-win, where everybody wins. And that's why I believe that Pump.Fun is a great platform, because the viewers win. You guys get to see analysis. It's also more profitable. Everybody wins. Everybody wins with Pump.Fun. And with my YouTube streams as well, and my YouTube videos. People get value out of my YouTube videos, so they're winning. I get value out of making them, so I'm winning. It's a win-win. So that's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Highly recommend that book. We're going to play one more song by the Beatles because you can't go wrong. This isn't a singing song. This is just the guitar part, but I love this song by the Beatles. If you've heard this song, let me know in the live chat. And yes, Operation Shutdown on my YouTube live chat, that is Blackbird by the Beatles. Really good song. I love this song so much. We should do altcoin analysis in just a second. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that what I can do is I should be able to do altcoin analysis on my computer and then just use my phone and kind of point to the screen to show what we're doing, and then that way we can keep both the YouTube live stream going and the Pump.Fun stream going. But if you guys are watching on YouTube, tune over to the Pump.Fun stream, because that's really where I want you guys to be. And that's where you're going to find the coin that I made. So let's play one more song, and then we'll do analysis on coins. So make sure you guys have your favorite coins ready so I can do analysis on them. But let's play just a little bit more guitar here, one more song, and then we'll stop for now. That's Malaguena, by the way. And maybe at some point we'll grab my guitar again and play more guitar. But let's go ahead and switch to my screen here so you guys can see my screen too. And here on my screen, you can see this is the Pump.Fun coin that I created. And let's go ahead and fix this camera over here so that you guys can see better on Pump.Fun. Yeah, this is the Pump.Fun coin that I created. So if you guys are followers of my YouTube channel, make sure you go follow the Pump.Fun coin. Go follow it. You can also see this is really cool. It's almost like a stock for high altitude investing. So like high altitude investing doesn't have a publicly traded stock as a company, but now there's a high altitude investing coin. So how cool is that? HAI, high altitude investing, that's the ticker, HAI. It's perfect. It's so cool. So yeah, let's do some analysis on some altcoins for you guys. And I think the best way to do this, and by the way, Operation Shutdown, thank you for tuning in to today's live stream and for knowing what song I was playing on the guitar. It's probably a little hectic if you guys are watching on both places. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to keep streaming on YouTube. I'm going to keep streaming on Pump.Fun, but let's see if I can switch. No, you can't really switch cameras that easy. Oh, there we go. But I'm just going to hold my phone and so that you guys can see what I'm doing on my laptop too. So if you guys are watching on Pump.Fun, you can come over here. And I already did a live stream on Pump.Fun today about crypto. I talked about Bitcoin being bullish, especially in the bigger picture here. Bitcoin is super bullish. I'm going to clean off my camera a little bit here. Bitcoin is super bullish here. Looks amazing, you guys. Bitcoin looks amazing. See that gorgeous, most uber bullish chart in the whole world? And yeah, you guys know I'm big on altcoins and alt season is starting. But you can't deny, if you're a big Bitcoin guy, you can't deny that Bitcoin is also ready to do some really big things. For me, it looks a lot like Apple computers. So let's stretch the chart out here so we can get a better kind of diagram of what I'm talking about. Better example of what I'm talking about here. But we have Apple computers over here on the right, and we have Bitcoin over here on the left. And what's really cool, if you look at these two charts, what's really cool is Bitcoin is a spitting image of early day Apple computers. So here is the internet bubble on Apple, right here. Here is Bitcoin's first big bubble in 2017. It obviously had other bubbles in that, but that was the first one with significant trading volume. Then you have 2008 over here on Apple. That's the big housing market crash, 2008. And then you have FTX 2022 right here on Bitcoin. And if you look at the volume profile, see all this increasing volume and increasing price over here on Apple. So we have both increasing volume, but we also have increasing price. So that's bullish. And then if you look at Bitcoin's volume profile, Bitcoin is the same thing. We have increasing volume and increasing price. So that's a sign of big institutions. That's really what the Bitcoin chart is telling us, is that big institutions are putting billions of dollars in, just like they did early on with Apple computers. Just like they did with Apple computers. And if you look at what happens to Apple computers after this point, you start to get an idea of what could happen for Bitcoin and for the crypto markets. Check this out. Look what happens to Apple computers. it goes to the moon. Why do you think I played Here Comes the Moon at the start of today's live stream? Because this thing goes to the moon. So imagine that same kind of a growth. Institutional growth, mass adoption. Bitcoin becomes a household name even more than it's already starting to. Just like Apple became a household name. Imagine that with Bitcoin. And then imagine what's going to happen to your altcoins. Imagine what's going to happen to your low caps that have good communities. When Bitcoin goes to the moon and Bitcoin goes parabolic in the same way that Apple computers did. And that's what I firmly believe is coming for Bitcoin. And it's not just Bitcoin. Because by the way, even though Bitcoin itself is extremely bullish, Bitcoin dominance is bearish, which is what happens in full-blown Bitcoin bull markets. You'd think that Bitcoin dominance would go up. Nope, it only goes up during the start of the bull market. And during bear markets, Bitcoin dominance goes up. But once a bull market is in full force like we saw in 2017 and like we saw in 2021, Bitcoin dominance is actually going down. So even though the price of Bitcoin is soaring to the moon, people are thinking in terms of risk on. They're trying to take more risk. You know? And because of the fact that they're trying to take more risk, altcoins go to the moon, even though Bitcoin is going to the moon too. And Bitcoin is taking off. So altcoins are going to go crazy. So this is a sign of not only Bitcoin being extremely uber bullish, extremely uber bullish on Bitcoin, right? We're going to have a huge run for Bitcoin. But also it's a sign that the altcoin markets are getting ready for something big as well. And let's see if I can get my phone back in here. And so that's one of the reasons that I really appreciate what's coming for crypto. Let's see if I can get the lighting to readjust on my phone here. I don't know if they have like an auto lighting function on Pump.Fun yet, because the lighting is a little bit subpar, but it's okay, whatever. Bitcoin looks amazing, okay? Bitcoin dominance looks bearish. Those two things combined equals massive bull market. That's what that means. If you don't know how to decode the charts, it's pretty simple. Bitcoin dominance being bearish and Bitcoin's chart being bullish equals super bullish bull market. That's the way I want you to think about this. So that's Bitcoin. Now I'm going to play my guitar a little bit more, and what I want you guys to do in the meantime is to request coins in the live chat so that I can do analysis on specific coins for you guys in the live chat. But in the meantime, I'm going to play a little bit more guitar for you, and then we'll kind of go from there. So here's a song that I wrote. It's kind of more of a softer song, but it's really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. So I think I should write lyrics for that someday. Maybe I'll write a crypto-styled song. Because it works good with strumming too. You can see even when you're So there you go. There's a song I'm working on. If you guys have any ideas for lyrics, shoot me in an email. It could be a crypto song, but it's kind of soft. Like if I want to write a crypto song, which is there's no problem with soft music, right? But if I wanted to write a crypto song, I'd probably do something like this. I gotta turn down my mic here. It's gonna distort to all that. Okay, let's try that again. See, that'd be a good crypto song. It's a little bit more upbeat. You could be like talking about making 100 times your investment on your favorite meme coin. You know, really getting the vibes going. Let's see if I can fix this camera. Well, actually, I'm going to take this off. All right, we've got requests for meme coins. So let's go ahead and switch back over to my screen and we'll do some analysis on meme coins for you guys. This is a little bit like kind of a getaway of doing things. I'll probably refine this a little bit more. So it's not like this. What I'll really do, what I want to do is just do one live stream on my YouTube channel and then do a separate live stream for my Pump.Fun account. That way they're not combined into one and it's not confusing. But in this specific stream, I wanted to combine them into one stream so that everybody from my YouTube channel could get awareness of my Pump.Fun channel and the coin that I made over here. Because if we can get this thing to 100K in market cap, this gets listed on Dex Screener. This gets listed on all of the top exchanges. So if we can get this thing to 100K in market cap, this coin, high altitude investing, then it gets listed everywhere, like on top exchanges, at Radium. And that will be really, really big for my coin, and it will be really big for my Pump.Fun account. So I'm thinking streaming on here and then streaming on my YouTube channel on separate days is the best way to do this. But let's go ahead and do analysis on the coins that you guys are requesting here in the live chat. And yes, this is a very unique live stream that I'm doing with live music and live analysis of crypto. But hey, you gotta switch things up sometimes, you know? Let's pull up Rap Dog here. We have my good friend requesting Rap Dog analysis, and I would love to do some Rap Dog because I'm a big Rap Dog believer. I believe this coin is going to do what I like to call the great rap, where it's going to rap its way all the way to the moon. So this coin has huge spikes in volume down here. We have a big correction. This is very common for crypto charts to do this. Especially they get added to an exchange, they get publicly traded right at the beginning of a correction or at the beginning of a bear market, and you see, oftentimes, you see a big correction. For example, a really good example of this is ADA over here on the right. So we have ADA over here on the right, Cardano, and then we have Rap Dog over here on the left. So it's very common for coins when they first get added, when they first get traded, to fall off a cliff like this. But the bigger players, they're accumulating, they're buying down here. They're picking up as much as they can down here at dirt cheap prices because they know that when this thing turns around, it's going to go to the moon, just like what we see over here with Cardano, right? And that's exactly what Wrapped Dog is doing right now, and I firmly believe we are going to have a big breakout for this coin. It only has less than $1 million in market cap right now. So for this thing to break out to a new all-time high would barely be it wouldn't take very much money at all. And over here on Mexi, you can see massive amounts of volume accumulation down here by big players. So this coin really is ready for a big parabolic run and a big move on the upside. It's only a matter of time, and I think sooner rather than later it could start pumping tomorrow or next week and start to do what Cardano did over here on the right. So I'm a big Wrapped Dog guy. I believe it will be a big player and a big runner for this cycle. I really like this coin, really like this chart, and thank you for requesting it. Let's pull up another chart here. We have other requests as well. In my YouTube live chat, we have comp. So yeah, we'll pull up comp and do some analysis on comp for you as well. But yeah, Wrapped Dog, I'm a big Wrapped Dog guy. I think it's going to go nuts. It's a perfect setup. In the world of meme coins, Wrapped Dog is like a perfect setup. So let's pull up comp over here and do some analysis on comp. So comp is more of a classic. Well, honestly, it looks a lot like Wrapped Dog. It's just this has a lot bigger of a market cap. It's more of a utility coin. But this just goes to show how markets are fractal in nature and how the same human emotion repeats over and over again in these markets. And you get the same psychology, the same patterns repeating. And we're going to go ahead and compare comp, not to ADA, although we could compare it to ADA because it's a similar structure. But let's actually compare comp to Bitcoin. So we're going to pull up Bitcoin and we're going to go look at the old Bitcoin fractal back when I first got into Bitcoin in 2015. And we'll check out the market cycle here. Let's switch to 10-day and take a look at the one of the first cycles ever on Bitcoin. And normally I'm using my mouse, so let's use my mouse because I'm way faster with it. There we go. So we have Bitcoin right here on the right, and we have comp over here on the left. And what I want you to take note of here is the ABC correction down. So comp over on the left and Bitcoin on the right. We have an ABC correction down on Bitcoin. Then I want you to take note of the sideways accumulation here on Bitcoin and the sideways accumulation here on comp. And I want you to also take a look at the volume down here. So we have a lot of volume down here on comp. And we had a lot of volume down here back in the day on Bitcoin before Bitcoin broke out in 2017. So this is why I say a lot that buying crypto right now is a lot like buying crypto in 2016. I say that all the time. There's a reason for it because 2017 was a huge crypto bull market, and the patterns that we're seeing right now in crypto are virtually identical to what we were seeing back then in 2016. It's the same story all over again. The only difference being the amount of time that it took to form the fractal is a little bit bigger, so we can expect a bigger, more elongated bull market as big institutions come into crypto and a lot of these things go to the moon. And comp is definitely one of those coins that I believe will see a strong run. We have the volume for it. We have the perfect market cycle, super undervalued. It's like buying Bitcoin over here in 2016. It really is almost exactly like buying Bitcoin in 2016. So I do expect a big bull run coming for comp, and I love this setup. I like how you say moon. Well, thank you. I think things will moon. They will go to the moon and go crazy. Mike was better before. It's a little low now. Well, thank you for telling me. I'll turn it back up. Normally I do this in my studio room in the other room, but right now I'm just doing it out in the open right here because I've been playing guitar for you guys. And when I was playing that song earlier on the guitar, I was playing a loud one. So I turned down my microphone. So thank you for letting me know so that I could fix that. But yeah, comp is looking good. So thank you for the request to the upside. A song about your coin. Yeah, I think that might be a good idea to write a song about my coin, high altitude investing coin. That'd be cool. Yeah, again, you guys, if you're on my YouTube channel right now watching this live stream, go check out, link in the description. Check out my Pump.Fun high altitude investing. I'm going to be streaming on here as well as on my YouTube channel. I'm not going to do it in one stream like I am tonight. The only reason I combined both my Pump.Fun stream and my YouTube stream into one stream tonight was to let you guys know so that you can check out my stream. But what I'm doing, my plan is to do only live streams on Pump.Fun one day and only live streams on YouTube when I do my normal weekly live stream on YouTube on its own separate day. So it's not mixed like this, and so I'm in the studio, and so the quality is high like normal. So this is just kind of on the fly, right? So yeah, let's do one more coin here, and then we'll do some guitar again. We'll play a little guitar. And in fact, instead of doing a coin, what I want you guys to look at, I want you to look at my view on the Dow Jones. And the reason this is important, people don't realize this, but the Dow Jones crypto has a huge correlation to the stock market. Why do you think, if you go look at historically, whenever the stock market has a big correction, crypto also has a big correction? There's a massive correlation between crypto and the stock market. One of the reasons that there's so much bullishness in crypto right now is because the stock market is in a big parabolic run and people are excited about risk-on assets. They're thinking in terms of, how can I make more money? Where can I put my US dollar to make more money? So crypto is kind of fueled by the stock market in a lot of ways because the world economy, believe it or not, is a lot of stocks are going up, and so the world economy is actually stronger than what the news would have you believe. And if you look over here you can see Bitcoin over here on the right. This goes back to what I was saying about markets being fractal and in nature and repeating the same patterns. We have Bitcoin over here on the right, and we have the Dow Jones over here on the left. And what I want you guys to look at here is this is called the first sell-off right here. That happens in every market cycle ever. Pretty much every market cycle in the entire world. There's a first sell-off pattern, a correction at the beginning of the cycle. Then halfway up the cycle, there's what's called a midway cool-off. So here's our first sell-off on Bitcoin right here. You can see that lines up with the first sell-off right here on the Dow Jones. So we're comparing these two cycles together. And here's the midway cool-off on Bitcoin. This is where Bitcoin went from being worth 8,000 back down to 5 before it ran all the way up to 20,000. The midway cool-off on the Dow Jones was March of 2020, also known as the coronavirus panic, when everybody freaked out because COVID hit. But the funny thing is it only went down for 1 month, and then the price of the stock market actually went to the moon even during the pandemic. But what I want you guys to be aware of here is the fact that the Dow Jones is getting ready to really go parabolic here in what's called a blow-off top. And so what Bitcoin did when it went from being worth 5,000 all the way to 20,000, that's what the Dow Jones just started doing. It's called a blow-off top. It's the big parabolic run before the markets top out. And a lot of people will see this and they'll go, well, no way, this can't happen. There's absolutely no way that the Dow Jones is going to go any higher than it already is. You'd have to be crazy to think that. Okay, well, you can believe that if you want, but the markets don't lie. The charts don't lie. And the Dow Jones is really ready to go more parabolic here and then have a big correction and a big crash. It already did the midway cool off. It's starting to do that blow off top phase. Bitcoin saw a correction right here from 11,000 down to 9,000. The Dow Jones did a very similar correction recently from 44,000 down to 35,000. So that final big run up here is coming on the Dow Jones. I firmly believe that. And it could last until 2029. Why does this matter? Well, that tells me that the crypto markets are ready to go parabolic with the Dow Jones. That crypto is heavily connected to the stock market. There's a huge correlation. You can research this if you want to. There's a huge correlation between crypto and the stock market. And if we look at the total crypto market cap, this thing is ready to just freaking blow up. Just go to the moon and skyrocket and go nuts, go crazy, along with the Dow Jones, because they're heavily correlated. And then I believe crypto will follow the Dow Jones until 2029. And that's kind of my view on the crypto markets and their connection to the Dow Jones. Okay, start requesting your favorite coins. And we're going to do more guitar here and play a little bit more guitar. So start requesting your favorite coins in the chat, and I'll do analysis on some more coins before we call it a day. Probably won't do a full hour, even though we're getting close. Maybe I will. We'll see. But I'll play a little more guitar for you guys. And then what I want you to do is request the coins you want me to cover in the live chat. Please play Nickelback. You know, I've actually never once tried to play Nickelback in my life, but I do like Nickelback. I just haven't played any of their songs. Nickelback. I probably won't remember the lyrics good enough. I used to listen to them a lot when I was younger, but let's see if I can play the intro part here. Drop D. Okay, we're in drop D here, and then we have a 3. So this is a 3, 5, 5, 3, 3. So okay, 3, 5, 5, 3, 3. Oh, that's actually a 3 here. Let me just decode this. Okay, so this is a 3 right here and a 5, 5. So let's try that again, okay? I've never played them ever in my life before, so. Yeah, I don't know. This is a little bit, I'd probably have to look at the chords for this song and just play the chords. You were kidding. Hey, Nickelback isn't terrible. Some people like Nickelback, alright? When I was younger, I used to listen to some Nickelback, I'll be honest with you. I won't lie. I used to listen to some Nickelback. man, good old Nickelback. Man of many talents. It's cool. You're giving it a crack. You know what? You might as well request songs that you like too. I've had enough experience with guitar. A lot of times I can play songs just based on the chords when I first see them. Not always though, because obviously guitar is sometimes you get songs that are a lot harder to play, and guitar can be kind of gnarly if you don't know. If you've never played guitar, there can be some pretty hard songs. The hardest part is if I haven't heard the melody in a long time, then trying to sing a song that I haven't heard the melody in a long time, I have to usually go listen to the song at least once to get the melody imprinted in my mind. But most of the time the chords are pretty easy. Most of the time you can learn the guitar chords pretty easily. So, what's another good song? You know a song that you guys would probably recognize? So Metallica, One by Metallica. Yes, Fanta, that is Metallica. And no, I was actually trying to play How You Remind Me by Nickelback. But yeah, I haven't heard Nickelback songs in so long that there's no way I could just remember off the top of my head. But hey, it's fun, right? XDC, Operation Shutdown wants me to do XDC. So we'll play one more song on my guitar, do some XDC analysis. If you guys have any other coins you want me to cover, make sure you drop it in the chat right now. And if you didn't go check out the Pump.Fun website, make sure you go check out the Pump.Fun website and see my link for my coin that I created. See some cool stuff. The Pump.Fun coin that I made, that's available for trading if you guys want to. Okay. Let's do. Okay, here's a song for you. Okay. That is Nearer My God to Thee on the guitar, and I learned that song. That's my own little variation of it. I learned that song, and that actually is one of my favorite songs. I've had the opportunity to play that song to a few of my family members, actually both my grandma And my grandpa, on my dad's side, I played that song for them right before they died. So my grandpa, before he passed away, I was able to go play that song for him. And then a few years later, when my grandma started to get ready to pass on and pass away, I was able to play that song for her as well. So that song is pretty close to my heart and has a special place for me. So, all right. So yeah, let's pull up. We'll do a little bit more analysis here. And next time, I'm going to do my live stream for my YouTube channel separately from my Pump.Fun stream, because when they're combined together, I know it's a little bit crazy, but next time I stream, my plan is to do my stream on Pump.Fun isolated instead of combining them and doing both of them at the same time like we are tonight. But I just wanted to do them both at the same time tonight because that would bring people from my YouTube channel over to my Pump.Fun. Connor McSpadden, what is up, bro? Hey, it's good to see you, man. Thank you for tuning in to today's live stream. It's been a long time, but it's good to hear from you. It's good to see you tuning in to the stream. So let's pull up XDC here. As you can see, crypto as a whole, like I talked about earlier, is ready for a lot more upside. We're really starting to go to the moon here. And if you look at the total market cap chart, it actually looks a lot like the Bitcoin chart too. So the total market cap looks a lot like Bitcoin over here, right before Bitcoin went into what they like to call the banana zone, where it just went straight up. And that's what the total crypto market cap is getting ready to do too. That's what I see coming. So it's going to be a lot of fun, you guys. We're going to make a lot of money. So let's pull up XDC here and do some analysis on XDC. So let's go to the daily candlesticks here. And actually, I believe we can find a chart that has more data. Let's pull up XDC on Bitfinex. There we go. Much more data, much better. Okay. And we'll just isolate XDC on its own. So this is the first sell-off of a new cycle. This whole correction here on XDC, where the price of XDC came down like 80% right here, then recovered, and now it's starting to recover more. This is the first big correction, the first sell-off in a new cycle. So we're starting a new cycle here for XDC. And actually, if you have studied cycles and you understand the way these cycles work, you're going to see the same patterns appearing over and over again. Whether you're looking at the stock market or you're looking at crypto, the psychology just takes a little bit of a different shape, but it really does the same things over and over again. So here is the NASDAQ Composite Index. Let's go to a bigger time frame like the 1 month. Here's the NASDAQ Composite Index. Let's even do the 2 month over here on the right. And here's XDC over here on the left. So what I want you guys to be aware of here is how market cycles, even in the stock market, look the same as they do in crypto. So here's the NASDAQ Composite Index during the internet bubble. Here's the internet bubble pop right here. And then here's a big double bottom that it did. And then the subsequent recovery on the stock market that came after the internet bubble popped. See how much it grew? It went to the moon. After the internet bubble popped, there was a big recovery. And if you look at XDC over here on the left, it did the same thing. It had a big pump over here in 2021, a big crash in 2022, the whole FTX FUD, and then the bubble pop right here in crypto. Just like the internet bubble popped, same thing. Then you have a double bottom pattern right here on XDC, just like what happened on the NASDAQ. And now XDC is starting to recover. It's starting to see the beginning, the early signs of a new cycle all the way up to the moon. So I believe this coin will see a strong run. And what's really cool about this is how these patterns repeat over and over again. So not only do I believe that XDC we'll see a very strong run in a big bull market. But also what you can do, you can pull up silver. I know that's not crypto, but we're going to pull up silver. And if you look at silver, guess what? Silver did the exact same pattern, the same psychology of human emotion on silver as what happened to the NASDAQ during the internet bubble. So here is a big run up on silver. Here's a big bubble pop for silver. Here's the double bottom for silver, just like the double bottom over here on the NASDAQ. And you can see some differences, some subtle differences. But the human psychology is playing out over and over again. So I'm expecting a big run up here on silver over the long term, not without corrections. You can see the NASDAQ had some big corrections along the way up. Some corrections up, were pretty big. They were upwards of, let's measure here, 25%. That's a pretty big correction, right? But overall, I believe the silver is going to do like what the NASDAQ did here and see a full recovery and really go to the moon here and go parabolic, just like what happened to the NASDAQ after the internet bubble popped. It recovered and went to the moon. So market cycles are cyclical in nature, and they repeat the same patterns over and over again. And once you understand these patterns, once you know how to identify these patterns, you too can position yourself into these things at the right time. Like buying silver right now, if you have a long-term perspective over the next 5 to 10 years, is a very good buy. It's a very good buy for silver. And buying crypto right now, even if you have a shorter term perspective over like the next year or two, is also a pretty good buy, like a really good buy. So that's my view on XDC and also a little bit about market cycles and fractals. Fanta, what's your best guess about the peak for the total market cap? I have a fat silver stack patiently waiting for a blow up. Yeah, so I think the total crypto market cap could pretty easily hit 10 trillion in total market cap. Right now we're only at just a few trillion, so let's pull up the total crypto market cap. We're only at 4 trillion right now. 10 trillion I think would be pretty easy. It could go higher than that. But I definitely think we'll hit at least 10 trillion in total crypto market cap as we go parabolic for the big kind of blow off top here in the total crypto market cap. But yeah, it could go higher. Again, it looks a lot like early day Apple computers. So if we pull up Apple over here on the right and we keep total crypto market cap over here on the left, check this out. It looks a lot like early day Apple computers. So the market cap of the total crypto market cap could go higher than 10 trillion. As it really starts to take off and go vertical here, if it does what Apple did, the total crypto market cap could easily hit 20 trillion. So this is why I like to tell people, think big picture. Yes, take profits. Take profits to where you're only trading with money on the house if you want to be really safe. But definitely think big picture and don't be afraid to look at these coins and say, they could go higher than I expect, because they can. If crypto really does what happened to computers and what happened to the internet and gets mass adopted, the demand isn't going anywhere. And a lot of them will do a lot like what happened to top internet stocks and top computer companies like Apple or Amazon, or those stocks went crazy because the demand continually increased because mass adoption started happening. So if that's what happens for crypto, it can go a lot higher than planned. Yes, take profits on your coins, but take profits on the house and keep some money in the markets in case you're astonished by how high it goes. So that's kind of my answer for that, Fanta. Thank you for your XDC analysis. Yeah, you're welcome. To the upside, how long will the bull market last in years? I personally believe, and I talked about this earlier, I personally believe the crypto market cap will follow the Dow Jones in a bull market until 2029. if you look at the total, if you look at the Dow Jones here, first of all, you have to understand crypto is super bullish, so we're going to go higher. Second, you have to understand the Dow Jones and crypto have a massive connection, massive correlation. They follow each other. Why? Because half the reason people are buying crypto is because they're so excited, and half the reason they're so excited is because we're in a huge bull market for the Dow Jones. So the world economy, contrary to popular belief, is actually increasing significantly in value. And you can see it in the stocks and the charts. So here's the Dow Jones on the left, here's Bitcoin on the right, here's the first sell-off on Bitcoin, the midway cool-off, then you have a big parabolic run, here's the top. So I believe the Dow Jones already did the first sell-off, already did the midway cool-off, and it's getting ready for that big final run that could last until 2029. And crypto is really following the world economy, following the Dow Jones up to a new all-time high, to the moon. So my personal belief is the crypto markets will go parabolic until 2029. Hey, can you chart out XCN and see where this coin could end up in the bull market? It's on Coinbase. Do you think there will be a crash in 2029 like 1929? Connor McSpadden, yes, I do. I believe that when the Dow Jones is done, this thing is not going to go up forever, and the downside is going to be just as big as the upside, and we will have a big repeat of the Great Depression. But in the meantime, I personally believe we're going to have a repeat of the Roaring 20s. That's just, the market has to finish that big blow off top, and then a big Great Depression, I believe, could easily happen by 2029. So yes, thank you for your question, and that's what I see. I'll have to remember to take profits. Yeah, me too. I'm going to take profits into land. Even though the price of land will go down during a depression, it will for sure recover. And so it's less risky. Like silver and gold and land, those are all good things to buy, because even though they go down in depressions, even though they go down inside of bear markets, they will recover, and they will recover being worth more than what you paid for at some point. So taking profits into silver, gold, and land are very solid things to put your money into for long-term holding, even if they go down in the short term, which they definitely will. If we go for a big Great Depression 2.0, after a big parabolic run, then most things are going to go down. When will HAI coin hit 100x? Hopefully soon, AJ. Definitely want to take profits into home ownership. Yeah, that's a really smart thing to do. Let's look at the XCN chart here. And by the way, thank you guys all for tuning in to tonight's live stream. I guess it's night, not day. And I'm very excited about my coin that I released. Very excited about what's coming for crypto, for stocks, for silver, for gold, everything. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So Onyx coin looks good. This is our first wave here for Onyx coin. We have a triangle pattern here as well, like this. And I believe we will break bullish out of this triangle. This is our first Elliott wave here. So we have wave 1, wave 2, and then we're going to have our 3, 4, and 5 coming for this coin, which should take us, I don't know if there's more price data somewhere else, but at least on Coinbase, it should take us to a new all-time high, because our old all-time high was 10 cents. So I could see this coin going to 25 cents here in wave 5, 20 cents. It could easily go 25x or 30x before it's done with its bull market. Definitely looks really good. I love the triangle pattern here as well. That's a very strong buy signal to have a perfect triangle here forming on the daily candlesticks, and to see some early signs of breaking bullish out of that. I think we'll continue to break bullish and see a big wave 3 here for Onyx coin. But yeah, go check out my coin, High Altitude Investing, HAI. It's on Pump.Fun. Going to be streaming on there. as consistently as possible, and as consistently as possible as I can on my YouTube channel as well. Well, for my YouTube channel, you guys already know this, I do a live stream once a week. So I plan on continuing to do that live stream every week on YouTube, and I plan on streaming on Pump.Fun. Who knows, maybe every day after my video. We'll have to see. The future is unknown. But I definitely want to do more streaming on here. So, well, thank you guys. We're an hour in. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's live stream, both on Pump.Fun and on YouTube. Future live streams will be separate. They won't happen at the same time. But for this stream, I wanted to do both on Pump.Fun and on YouTube so I could kind of let each other, both platforms kind of know about each other. So if you're on Pump.Fun and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, go do that right now. And if you're on my YouTube channel and you don't follow me on Pump.Fun, go do that. Thank you for tuning in. Again, I love you guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in future videos and live streams. And as always, stay profitable out there.